From the galaxies up above and the valleys down below, you are now entering a new zone, the Eggboys zone, in 3, 2, 1.
Damn, smells good. What's going on here? Welcome to the Eggboys podcast. Bienvenidos, everybody. Good to have you guys back. Here with me, we have D-May.
What up, what up, what up?
And Chandler.
Chan. We call him Chan. I like Chan better. Chandler's too I don't know, stereotypical. I don't know. Stereotypical, yeah. I look at
I only know
hear
one
Chandler.
person that's named Chandler, and that's in Friends, bro.
He's the best
Yeah,
character.
exactly. That's what I mean. It's stereotypical in
It's a fictional character.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's awesome. He's the best.
Oh, Team Ross or what?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a Ross guy though. I like Joey. I like his goofiness because Ross is just too sensitive for me.
So
man.
you like the dumb pervy, or
Joey's just a
you
typical
like
New
the
Yorker.
insecure?
Go back to car.
Yeah. I like his whole acting career too, how he takes place. But Chan, yeah, we have a new egg boy in the channel. If you guys are not aware, this handsome American. I wouldn't even call him American. I feel like he's from Hawaii, so
Hawaii's not American.
I don't think. I think Hawaii it's its own country. Hawaii should be its own country. It shouldn't be part of the U.S.
Some people do ask me that.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
time they meet me, they're like, "Oh, so
Yeah.
what's it like?
Every
Hawaiian government." I'm like, "Okay."
and they're from the U.S. And they're from the U.
So what are your policies looking like?
I'm like, "Well, we celebrate 4th of July too."
Oh, okay.
How's the free trade market?
Yeah.
No, every Hawaiian that I've met has definitely been like, it's very different from an American, honestly, in a good
Yeah,
way, in a
it's-
very
It's a
positive
very
way.
unique culture.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I love it. I love it. I got quite a few Hawaiian friends, and they're awesome people.
Yeah,
They're awesome
I can't say that I've met a Hawaiian that I disliked so far.
That's true. That's true. There's
So far.
How many do you know?
some of them are scary. Like, I get scared of some Hawaiians because they're tough. They're tough.
Talking
Like,
about like
They're just
Samoans
naturally
or-
built.
no, I mean, The Rock is The Rock Samoan. He's a mean mother trucker. Like, he looks
I
mean.
believe he is Samoan, but
Oh, okay.
don't
yeah.
quote me.
Don't
Yeah.
quote us.
Yeah, no, he's a scary guy. I get scared of some of them, but they're nice people. Like, at the end of the day,
Also,
they're
Jason
super
Momoa,
nice.
very well known.
Oh, Jason Momoa. Is he Hawaiian? What?
I think he's either he's some type of Polynesian.
What? That handsome piece of
But-
man?
I mean, I don't follow Game of Thrones, so
Yeah, he's
sad story.
But have you seen Aquaman?
Oh, yeah, he's the guy that plays Aquaman. For those
That
that
as
don't
well.
know, aren't
That as
good with me.
The only way to make Aquaman cool is by picking literally the coolest dude in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Like the scariest guy.
Yeah, honestly, and he's like scary, but like built and handsome, and he's just a lot
No,
of
he
things
seems
I'm
like-
not.
He seems like a really chill guy. Like if you see him, like
No,
just
yeah,
walking
he's
around.
very like low key about things. Yeah,
What's-
I've seen a couple.
What's the
interviews.
web say, Sergio?
Yeah, what
Um,
does Wikipedia say?
I mean, what Wikipedia is telling me is that he was born in Hayward, California.
Yeah, see, I saw a video where
Yeah.
he showed but he lived in Hawaii.
No, the thing is that his parents. No, we got to talk about like where his parents are from.
All right.
Okay.
I think parents. Oh, Rocky Johnson. That's it.
Rocky Johnson. Oh
That's
yeah,
that-
he was a wrestler too. Did you
Well,
know?
yeah, that's how he.
Yeah, he was a wrestler
That's how
too.
he got into
His
the
dad?
into the game.
Are you talking about The Rock or?
Rocky Johnson. That's the dad's. That's the dad of The Rock.
Of The Rock?
Yeah. He used to be
Gotcha.
I don't know, like not a UFC fighter, a WWE fighter. Is that maybe? I don't know. I
A
don't
wrestler.
know.
Yeah.
A wrestler. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Sergio, I was noticing your shirt, and for those of you guys listening, he has a Jurassic Park shirt on that I am digging. When did do you know when the first Jurassic Park movie came? That was like iconic, man. I remember Jurassic Park coming out, and it's actually, I think you said that it might have been filmed in Hawaii.
It was in Kulilo Ranch, which is on Oahu.
Have you ever been there?
Oh yeah, it's fun. A lot of people go four-wheeling up there. I mean, you can take the tour of where they filmed.
Oh, really? They have a
yeah.
tour and everything? Wow, that's cool.
I've camped up there.
Here I thought they actually filmed in Cuba.
Fidel Castro, director.
Hey, let us through, let us through. Give us a chance.
Oye, chico, qué vaina, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let us through.
Déjame pasar.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How old were you when you watched Jurassic Park for the first time?
I was about 5, 6 years old. No, 6 years old. Wait, it came out in 19...
I don't remember.
All I know is that the Jurassic Park ride was already established at Universal Studios by 96, 97.
96.
For sure.
Interesting.
For sure. No, but I was fairly young when I saw it. It definitely became one of the most iconic movies for me, growing up.
Yeah. I always think it's crazy how you see a movie nowadays with the newest special effects. And it's so much different to what it was back in the day. But back in the day, those special effects looked amazing for you. Like when I don't know if you guys have seen Jurassic Park. If you haven't, come on, people. There's this scene where the T-Rex steps on the mud, and it just like it spreads the mud, and it's like that scene is like in my head. It's basically
It's
it's amazing.
The one that people were like really questioning is like, how did they do it? Was the whole the thumping with the cup scene,
Right, very iconic.
Oh, what do you mean?
So when you hear the T-Rex coming, you don't hear him, you feel him, and like you just hear like a doom, doom.
Oh yeah,
Because he's like he's walking, right. But like nobody knows that. They feel it, but they don't know where it's coming from. And then they point the camera towards the cup on the dashboard, and then it bubbles up like if it was like a little like a shake.
Yeah. I remember that scene is iconic.
So
too,
they apparently they did it. I think they did it with a guitar underneath. So they would flick, and that vibration would cause the cup to do that.
what?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg is a genius, man. It's crazy. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yes, many times.
The first one or
First one, second one.
How many
the
movies
new
are out there
one.
now? Like 5, 4,
3, 5.
Well, there's Jurassic World.
4.
There's at least 2 or 3.
Isn't there
Jurassic
two?
Parks.
The second one already came out for Jurassic. Didn't it?
Well,
Or
they
are they making it?
yeah. So there's 3 classics, I believe, and then 2 new ones,
The two
right?
the Jurassic World ones, yeah.
Yeah. So, I like the person that they chose on the Jurassic World, which is Chris Pratt, I believe. Chris Pratt, the guy that came out.
One of the many Chris's in Hollywood.
one of the many ones. Yeah. He's one of the ones that I like the most. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, it's just, definitely he's got his own thing to bring to the table, and I think he did a really good job portraying as somebody that cares about the dinosaurs, as trying to get them domesticated for as much as they can, even though he really.
There's definitely like a deeper meaning to that movie with the whole habitat and saving habitat and animal abuse and all that stuff. Well, that's what I got from it, but maybe I was just.
And you know a fun fact, what was crazy, they spent a lot awful time putting a lot of effort into the dinosaurs, like how they looked and stuff like that. They only had like around 15-minute time on screen, and the rest of them it was like a 127-minute film, and they only got 15-minute screen time, like the actual dinosaurs.
The actual dinosaurs.
Yeah.
What?
In the first movie, yeah.
That's
so they put a lot of work into these animatronics and and these props, and they only had relatively 15 minutes of screen time.
I mean, was CGI really a thing back then?
Very poorly.
Okay.
Very poorly.
Yeah.
Question, not statement.
Yeah, I don't know how well CGI has. I think it might have been a thing back then. Very in a very minuscule manner though. I don't think it was as developed and enhanced as it is right now. Because right now you watch a movie and you're like, whoa, what the hell was that, man? What's going on? How do they make those things look so real?
I think some critics kind of deviating from Jurassic Park. Some critics were complaining about too much CGI in It, the second movie.
Yeah, they can overdo it. They can overdo it. I haven't seen it, so have you watched it? I don't know.
Oh yeah, it.
You've seen?
It definitely scared me.
Oh man,
I haven't seen it yet.
I love the first one. I love the first one. What I liked about the first one, and coming into this whole scary movie thing, what I liked about the first It, and I'm talking about the first one, the newest one. I like that it was a continuous trail of horror. So you got scary moments by the minute. You know, it wasn't ever like very. It wouldn't plateau at all. It always kept you on the edge of your seat. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it because it's one of those scary movies that it's very well done, and it's hard to see that nowadays in Hollywood, don't you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, because everybody's like, oh, I already seen some stuff like this. I already know what to expect.
Yeah. And obviously, it's based off of a Stephen King book, and the first time it hit the. I wouldn't say the big screen. It was more because it was a TV show, I believe, in the 80s. That's they rebooted it, and they decided to basically remake the It movie, and I think they did it justice. I always get scared when they reboot movies because you just never know how it's gonna take. You know, you just never know how it's gonna go.
Sometimes it's a hit or miss. Although they, from what I can tell, they changed a few parts in the movie from the book. They added a lot more elements to it. Some people might complain about it because, you know, especially if they read the book, you know, they're gonna be like, "Wait, what's all this there? And what's all
That's
this?"
always a debate, right?
It's always a debate, but they did add a lot more elements that are more pertain to this day and age. They did. They made changes. They added some new stuff. They cut some stuff out.
Down goes the bottle.
Yeah, I think Sergio's nuts just dropped.
But yeah,
coming back, yeah.
So that definitely doesn't change. But me personally, it kept me engaged and kept me hooked on for like the whole movie. Like I really enjoyed it.
And a lot of people are like, I haven't watched it, but a lot of people are like, nah, this second movie sucks, man.
Or they say like the first part was better than the second part.
Honestly, like if you're a lover of those type of movies, of 80s films, like you're not. If it's well done, you'll know. Like a true lover will know. Okay, yeah, that was a good ass movie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we're also going to like the new Disney remakes. You know.
Ooh, those are dangerous.
Like like
the Lion King.
A lot of them were hit and misses.
Because you're touching on people's, childhood memories.
Their childhood memories, and if you do a movie that's based on you're doing a remake and you're doing it play by play, everything the same.
Right.
You cannot help but to judge it and compare it to the original.
You have to improvise to a certain extent.
So that's what they were saying. I think at least in a writer standpoint, they said that they really liked. I think the most successful one was Aladdin. And the only reason why is because, first of all, Will Smith did his own thing with the genie. So he did his own thing. He didn't try to imitate Robin Williams,
which a lot of people were like, it looks like trash.
No, I'd say he did a pretty good job, and they also added a lot of parts into the movie where it wasn't in the animated movie. Mm-hmm. When the moment that you derive yourself and you like steer away from doing it scene by scene, you have a lot of playability with being creative, and when you're creative, you're basically telling the same story differently.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, get more engaged and more hooked on something like that. As of with Lion King, it was basically, visually it was amazing. We cannot deny that. Like the CGI that they used, the visuals that they used,
Did it do it justice?
It was amazing. The problem is, and I actually saw a picture of what it would have looked like if they would have changed, just like the eyes and some of the characteristics of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they made their eyes more bigger, they made their hair more distinctive to the previous, like the original movie.
That's a dangerous game, because remember what happened with the whole Sonic the Hedgehog film that got postponed.
Oh yeah.
Like people were like, that looks like trash. I don't like the eyes. And they actually, I think they are actually remaking the movie because of the petition of the people.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
People
people are-
complain and complain and
Power
complain.
to
It's
the
like,
people,
no, I do
baby.
not want it like this. You have a clear way of how you can make Sonic, and you guys have, I don't know, made them all weird.
Yeah. It reminded me of that meme. I don't know if you've seen it. That meme of that like fox that's sitting on the edge of the bed when you're getting ready to go to work or something like that. That is like has frazzle fur and it just looks horrible. Like just basically like roadkill. Like that's what it reminded me of. This new Sonic, dude. So stepping into the whole scary movie thing. It was Friday the 13th.
I know.
Last Friday.
Did you guys get your free tattoos or your discounted tattoos?
Is that a thing?
Heck
What?
no.
what-
Yeah. Some tattoo parlors like either they have like a free tattoo or discount on tattoos.
Or you
On
like,
Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
they have ones from like a gumball machine. You like pick it and it's a set price.
Oh, what? So it's like random basically,
Totally right.
but they give
But
you a
it's the
good
price.
but they give you a good price on it.
Yeah, you get it. You get your tattoo. You know.
A gumball machine. That is very original.
I never heard that though.
Well, I learned that. I took a trip actually to Portland.
Oh, okay,
With
I
the
was gonna
girlfriend.
say,
With
what
the
kind of
girlfriend.
trip? Chad?
No.
What kind of trip
I
did you
took-
take, Chad?
And I woke up with 5
In
tattoos.
Portland, huh?
No, but
Wild night.
a friend of mine went into this old tattoo shop and they had a bunch of different gumball machines and you could choose a random one. I mean, to me that's like so risky because I'm more a person. I want to see every option. I would never just make an impulsive. I'm getting this
Decision.
tattoo. Heck no. Like,
But I think like I said, I think it falls in depending on the tattoo parlor because some parlors they let you
choose it.
they let you choose the tattoo or they say it's like, hey, I want something like this.
Or they have like a book, I think, like a binder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And
yeah.
they'll give you like discounts, and especially if it's like an expensive, more expensive
I can do
tattoo.
this one very well, so I'll give you a good price on it. This one I freaking suck, man.
So
So
it's
it's up to
free.
you. Yeah, it's up to you, man. I can't do a Tweety.
Tweety bird.
I'm not good with the rounders. Would you ever get a tattoo, Chen?
At the moment, no. I have nothing against tattoos. And I was actually just going to ask you guys if you guys had any tattoos.
No, I
I
don't.
don't. I don't see any.
You would
but
like to know, wouldn't you?
Maybe you have one on the culo. I don't know.
Oh man.
On the butt.
Yeah, on my
Left butt cheek.
I think if I was to get a tattoo, I would get one in my butt, just because my mom can't see it.
Well, mama don't know. One hoiter.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
Lovable quote.
are you guys worried about as you age how the tattoo changes?
Uh,
I've always wondered that.
If I age, I better stay tight. You know, I better stay. I'm gonna try to stay
Tight?
tight. I'm gonna try to hit the gym and keep that booty on fleek.
You better give The Rock a call.
Yeah. Deegan is our
Technician, baby.
technician today. So, Deegan, would you get a tattoo?
I mean, I got enough scars to consider them to be
battle
tattoos.
scars.
That got really deep.
Oh
So,
man.
I mean, I got my own
Yo, yo, yo.
tattoos, you could
I
say.
got enough
I want
scars.
you to specify what kind of scars.
His
man.
heart is tattooed, man.
Oh man.
Oh, tattoo with someone's love.
Oh, Deegan, tell us.
I think all our hearts are
Black ink
scarred.
only.
What's that?
Black ink only.
Oh, black ink only.
Oh.
Jesus, man. How about you, Sergio? Would you get a tat?
I don't.
Would
I
you
don't-
mark your precious skin?
I don't think so.
Is your body your temple?
Well, it depends because if you take a picture of me eating them fat cheeseburgers, I don't think I'm really treating my body as a temple.
Posing with a cheeseburger.
Or like that photo we did a little while ago.
Oh yeah, we have an interesting thumbnail for those guys that are watching on YouTube. It's gonna be interesting. The thumbnail is.
Yeah, check it out.
Check
Gluten
it out.
free,
check it
baby.
out, check it out.
We're all about that gluten-free
Check
life.
it out. The Yolking Around channel.
Yolking Around, it's the name of the channel for our YouTube, and make sure you guys take a look at it because you guys can see us do these not live, but
Subscribe, ring the bell.
ring the bell notification for us. So stepping in, why wouldn't you get a tattoo, Sergio?
I don't know. I just I never wanted one.
Like,
It's
they
not
don't-
something-
they just
it's
not-
just something that's just not for me.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't need it. I don't want it.
I don't need it. I don't want it.
May I ask
mean-
for you, because you both are Latinos, what role does your parents play on getting a tattoo?
Oh, dude.
It would definitely
Big
not
one.
approve.
Yeah, no. My mom would be not even angry. She would be sad, and that breaks my heart.
Disappointed.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the key word.
yeah,
Disappointed.
disappointed, and that to me is like it
Not
breaks
even
my
if it
heart.
was like a cross, like something religious.
No, I think that'd be worse. You got a cross. You don't even go to church.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true.
an upside down cross or something.
Oh man. Hey, everything's upside down depending on how you look at it.
Mom, look! I have to like stick my arm up in order for the cross not to be.
The one thing I would
upside
never
down.
get is someone's name. I don't know. I'm a little superstitious.
How about
on
your
that one.
mom? Your mom's name, parents' name.
Maybe mom's name, but like not like a significant other. I think
How-
that's just dooming yourself.
How about like a daughter's name or like a
My
son's
daughter's
name? I think that'd be kind of cool, like getting my
I
daughter's
guess.
name or my son's name. For some reason,
Yeah, because I mean, your daughter and your son,
Hopefully, I mean it doesn't turn to shit, but
even
Frickin'
if they did,
freaking Britney.
freaking Britney. Oh, I hate you. I want to rip you out of my chest.
So that's what you're gonna call your daughter, Chan?
No, definitely. not.
Brittany.
Sorry, no
Please don't
offense-
call her
No offense
Britney.
to Brittany.
Okay.
No offense
For
to the
the-
Britneys, but
for
don't
the-
call her Britney, dude.
For the
That is-
future Mrs. Roth, now you know that your daughter's gonna be named Brittany. But Brittany.
I really like the name Celine. I don't know why.
Celine, like Celine Dion,
Yeah.
like the singer.
Oh man, what if she's a singer too? Oh,
Oh,
snapperoos.
imagine! I feel like the first kid that I'm gonna have, like if I, not me, but my wife, if I,
Come on, bro.
if we have a baby, I think it's gonna be a girl.
And
I don't know
And
why.
she's probably gonna be a musician, not
You think so?
Not an athlete.
Ah man, you think so? A musician? Are
Yeah.
you trying to say that you're gonna fuck my wife?
Oh no! Wait, what? No, because it's a, it's a stereotype. Usually the kids ended up doing something completely opposite of what their parents are into.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't mind as long whatever she wanted to do, dude. I would support her 110%. Except if she's a stripper, I don't think I would do that. It's like, well, some strippers are actually very talented.
Well,
Now that I think about.
well, now we can't diss on the stripper community. We really can't. I mean, we
I don't
literally
know.
listened to one of the most famous strippers, Cardi B.
You listen to it. I'm not a big. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big.
Speaking
fan.
about strippers,
Oh,
I read an interesting article the other day, and it was like these strippers just telling stories, and they said they hear like a lot of deep stuff from their clients, and that also
like a psychology kind of aspect of it. Yeah.
I mean, good and bad things. And then I've also heard that like they'll get random surprises. Like if it's their birthday, this one stripper said, "Oh, this guy like bought me a car," or "He bought me a
What?
vacation." And I don't know. I think it's a side a lot of people don't see about.
Yeah, no,
The
they
stripping
they
one.
are psychologists. When they, not talking by any experience or anything, but from the movies when they're like, "So tell me about your day, daddy," or something like that,
Oh,
and then
man.
you're just like the guy. You just see the guy just like, yeah, just work has been a bitch. Like I just don't
Yeah.
don't like it.
And others said that there would be regulars that would just come in just to talk, like not even some.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there'd be dancing but it was more just a deep conversation.
Wow, like is there really any like? I wonder. You know what's sad? If they have a wife and they can't do that with their wife, like what's going on there?
Yeah.
People marry for the wrong reasons sometimes.
There's something that Diamond has, besides that smooth skin and that
You never
lovable perfume.
Oh, man. you never know in people's lives. Everybody's get married for different reasons, and
Yeah,
people grow, they outgrow each other. They just things change.
Yeah, I think there's actually a movie about strippers coming out pretty soon called
Hustlers.
Hustlers.
Yeah, really.
Hustlers.
I think it came out already.
Oh, okay. With J-Lo, that's one of the ones that I know. It looks pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
I want to watch it.
I think I don't know if it's, don't quote me on this. I don't know if it's based on a true story. But I think it might. I think it might be.
It was. I think.
It's-
Like again, don't quote us on.
It's like the.
Don't quote me on anything. For the record.
Do you think that it's gonna be like the Magic Mike of, but for male, where you see strippers dancing?
Probably. And the thing is, no. I think it's more of a Ocean's 11 movie, like a conning,
Like kind of like
like con.
so like a combination. Let's just go there, like a combination.
There's
Like
like
a-
maybe
Yeah, it's
Magic
just-
Mike, but Ocean's 11.
There's like
But,
a
yeah.
million Oceans.
Ocean's
Oceans.
Ocean's Mike or what?
Mike's Ocean.
Mike's Ocean. Oh man.
A little deeper meaning.
For the people that don't know what Ocean's 11 is, it's basically what would you call those kind of like a heist type of movie?
It's like it's like a heist with like twists and turns and everything. Like it's not what it seems. And it's like everything's part of a plan, but everything's part of a deeper plan.
that only one person ends up knowing and puts together. Sergio, have you ever encountered a situation where you like anime and stuff? Is there such thing as like a dark anime, like horror anime? Is that like a thing?
Oh, dude, there's anime
you-
for literally everything. There's literally anime for everything. The thing is that they have the creative freedom to kind of hit very dark subjects, very dark topics as well.
I think when you're able to draw something, it's like reading, because you're letting your imagination actually like be portrayed on screen. So it's a lot deeper. Like you could go.
That's
deeper.
that's what they were saying. Like that's the one thing that they were complaining about the Lion King. The thing is that one of the guys that is either the owner or some executive in Pixar. They said, and then he took it definitely with Toy Story, that everything that you watch on in the movie, you're supposed to be able to tell what the character is feeling or saying or know what's going on simply by just looking at their facial expressions. Like a really good animated movie, you should be able to take the dialogue away and still figure out what's happening. There's an emotion behind it. There's a presence that they're able to capture real emotions, and that's what they were complaining about the Lion King, that it doesn't. It's emotionless. The faces are emotionless.
Yeah. Like it's very,
very dry.
Very dry. Very what's the word I'm looking? It's like not, because there's this set of films that they used to use that they used to only use specific faces. Like they would show this is being scared, this is being angry, this is being surprised. And so it was probably kind of limited to that spectrum where it's like, no, there's tons of emotions, and tons of ways to express them and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're supposed to be able to pick that up from animated movies, and that really bases on how successful they can be. So going back to anime, they have a really good talent of portraying all those emotions: the scared, the angry, the in love. Like it takes you through a really good journey, and I think that's something really cool that anime is able to do.
I've never really thought about the nonverbals of anime. I mean, we do it with people, right?
We do it with
Naturally.
people, and even
Like,
sometimes
oh,
we
he
watch
said that.
movies. You watch movies without even live action movies, and sometimes you can figure out what's going on in the scene. Like just take one of the Quentin Tarantino movies. Like some of the stuff is dark, it's deep, and you can tell a lot of the scene just by their facial expressions. Like half of the time, isn't there like a lot of parts where they're just like quiet and just staring at each other?
Oh yeah, like a lot of cutscenes of just face.
Yeah, and then you see the tension building up.
Like,
and what's building up that tension?
That happens a lot in Kill Bill. I remember. Like there's the scenes where it's just like the song in the background and it's just like cut face.
Inglorious
cut,
Bastard.
face.
Inglorious
Yeah,
Bastard. That was scary
Bastard.
when the Jew hunter, is that what he's called?
I can't remember.
It's been a while. I don't know.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah. I
The
remember,
scene
yeah.
when he walks into the house and he's not saying much and he's not really, he doesn't seem like a scary guy, but you immediately feel that fear of what he's about to do.
Yeah, like you get goosebumps whenever you like see a scene and it just kind of like
It scares you.
Yeah, like
it takes you.
Feel it. You feel
It takes you into the. It takes you into the scene. It takes you into that journey, and in my personal opinion, I've found that in a lot of really good anime shows, they're able to take me through that journey. A lot of times.
It's kind of like that movie Bird Box that came out.
Oh yeah.
Where there's hardly any dialogue. Like there's really not a lot of dialogue.
Her kids are named boy and girl. She doesn't even name her kid.
Yeah, it's just like boy,
Not until
girl.
the end, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, at the very
Yeah.
end, I think she names them
I can't remember the ending. Well, the ending is like she goes in
to the
and-
sanctuary.
to a
Everybody,
sanctuary,
everybody
right?
hated
Spoiler,
the ending.
spoiler.
Yeah, sorry if.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, it's been like 6 months. Come on, people. You guys are on Netflix all the time, I'm sure.
I'm not sure if they made
Click.
it.
Do you think there'll be a second movie for that? I wasn't sure.
They
after
kind of
the-
left it open, but I don't know.
Deegan's shaking his head.
Yeah,
He said
Deegan
no.
says no, or maybe that no second movie should be done.
They left it open. That's all I know. They left it the ending open to.
Very much so.
It was like an open ending, but also like an open ending where it's like a happiness. You know, like there's a joyous part of it.
Spoiler alert.
In this. Yeah. Again.
Just
once
skip ahead.
Again. Deegan's doing weird sounds and faces over there.
Him and our cameraman are,
They're
I don't know what
vibing.
doing.
They're vibing.
The cameraman is sucking on. I don't know what he's doing. I'm calling you out.
Sergio, what do you think about slasher films, man?
Oh.
Were you a fan of slasher films? Because I'm like in love with them.
What do you
man.
mean slasher films?
Okay, we'll explain what a slasher
too
film
young.
is here. So during the 80s, there was a time where slasher films were popular, and those are films basically like Jason, Friday the 13th,
okay.
Halloween. Basically movies where you have a serial killer just kind of going around and killing
Gotcha.
horny teenagers. And I don't know. I think there's like they've tried to remake those movies, and I just they haven't done them justice. But I can watch all of Friday the 13th and think they're amazing. I don't know. What do you think?
Everybody likes their own. It depends on what generation you're talking about too, and what they grew up with and their likes. Because some people are always gonna like the classics. They're always gonna like the classics, Scream, Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And then the new ones, a lot of people hate them, and then people who've never seen movies like that, they love it. Like Evil Dead, people thought that new Evil Dead was the first Evil Dead. They didn't
Oh
remember,
my gosh, people!
They didn't remember about Campbell being in the.
I think they could have I didn't like where they took the new Evil Dead movie, because I felt like if they would have stick to this sort of the story from the very first one, they could have gone further with it.
But the thing is that then you can't help to compare it. We fall into the same thing. You can't help to
Yeah,
compare
yeah.
it with the original and be like, okay, if it's this is scene by scene comparison, then there's no room to be creative.
I would have liked if they would have stick to just the general idea, because it goes deeper. It goes deeper.
Well, yeah, the second one, was awesome.
The second, the special,
old Evil Dead.
what cracks me up are the special effects on those movies, man. The special effects were
Yeah,
so
but-
cheesy, man. But
It got people.
Yeah, it's so they're cheesy. Like if you trace back and watch a 1950s Frankenstein or Monster of the Lagoon, I think that was a 60s movie. That scared people. Like they've shown pictures of the people that are watching the movie in the theater, and they're scared to death. Like you see the kid just kind of like on the edge of the seat, and then the mother and the father just kind of like like screaming. Yeah. But I don't feel like that happens to me when I go to the movies, man.
Could it be because we're desensitized?
I don't know. I don't think it's. I feel like a part of me does want to get scared and has that. It wants to embrace that eerie feeling. I just don't think it's. I think everything's overdone. Like all those scary movies that you go watch have to have a demon in it. Like a lot of jump scares.
A jump scare. Well, yeah, jump scares are. Well, that was all it though. First and second one, the really scary parts were the jump scares, where the tension building up to the jump scare.
To me, the scariest parts are, and that's what I think it did as well, because it's a continuous part of being scary. Is that what it does is they show you. It's not necessarily a jump scare, but they show you like weird, twisted imagery in the movie. Sorry, and that in itself is scary. You know what I mean? Like they give you this weird imagery, and it's not like going anywhere. Because I feel like a lot of the times when you have a jump scare, it's just like jump scare, creepy, and then it like
Kind of backs off.
it backs off. Yeah. But if someone like gives you that scariness, and then gives you this monster is a twisted guy, is a twisted. They give you a messed up imagery. Um, you're able to like get scared off, and that's what causes you to come back to your home and then want to sleep with the lights on because you have that imagery. And that's what for me that's what makes a good scary movie, like good imagery,
And
good. Sorry.
not to cut you off, but I think a huge part of that is the music too. With that.
Oh
imagery.
yeah, music has a lot to do with music can get in your psyche and just like you
Set in the ambience.
Yeah, like music gets in your psyche and just sort of like loops in there like a recording of a record. Yeah.
And to me, a big part of being a good, not only just a good scary movie, but a good movie in general is how good can they have me feel and get close to the characters that they're portraying.
Yeah.
So like if the character has a good story, if the character has a way of making me sympathize for him, it makes the scary movie even scarier because you don't want them to die. You want them to succeed. You want them to, and then all of a sudden, you start seeing some of your characters. A really good movie is when they have characters that you get really invested in, and then they kill them off, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
And then it's scary. And then so imagine the combination of the jump scare with the building and the tension of and being chased and somehow not expecting somebody to die, and then they die, and it's some person that you really like come to enjoy throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why I kind of have a little thing that I like movies that the bad guy kind of wins for some reason.
Man, you're twisted.
No, because it changes away from like what to expect.
The typical, yeah.
Yeah,
It
like
like
breaks it
happy
up.
ending, right?
Like August Burn, I think it was called, that basically like an anti-Superman movie that was a horror movie.
Oh,
So basically, the premise of the movie is that this little kid, comes into, falls into a barn the same way as Superman did. And he has the same powers as Superman, indestructibility, laser eyes, he can fly, stuff like that. But because of the bullying, he like goes like
South,
like
goes the
it
other
goes
way.
the other way, and then he
What?
starts killing people, dude, and it's crazy.
And there's nobody else to like back, basically like
No,
Like Superman has
no,
villains,
no. It's just him, basically. Yeah,
wrecking shit up.
yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil the ending of the movie, but it's definitely a twister at the end. Definitely,
I
not
need to
something,
see this
not
movie.
something that
That's
you would
a good movie.
expect.
That is a good movie.
It didn't. I don't think it got too many good reviews because I think a lot of the stuff was choppy. But every movie has its own things. But I was able to enjoy it because it was something new, it was something different, and it definitely kind of swayed away from the norm.
Yeah, your typical, this is a good
superhero
guy,
or villain movie, like or like a bad guy movie, like it swayed.
I think a lot of classic books did that, classic stories, and that's what makes them great. That there's not necessarily a happy ending to them.
Yeah, Shakespeare did. a lot
Yeah,
of that.
Shakespeare did that a lot.
Oh, he killed off all his characters.
Yeah, basically. Everybody screwed each other, and everybody killed each other.
Here's another sidewinder, Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Sparks is
a mother trucker.
he's a dark dude, man.
Yeah.
Literally everybody dies.
Yeah. Little kid with leukemia died. Yeah, everybody dies. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Deegan brought up a question, and he was like, "Do you think there could be too much scariness in a movie? Do you think that? How much is too scary? Because if a movie overdoes it, you can walk out of the movie theater saying like basically traumatized.
Traumatic.
Nah.
Sergio.
Nah.
Don't be weak.
Don't be weak.
It's some movie. The thing is like, okay, so is it now we go into, is it the directors and the people who wrote the movies really responsibility of who goes watches their movies? Because like it's like the comedians, like some comedians, they say some offensive stuff, but I'm like,
Right.
who's paying to go see them?
Uh-huh.
Like you're paying to go see somebody that's most likely offensive.
Yeah, and that's.
But
what
the thing is that
sure.
you're going willingly into a space where this is what you have to expect.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting a scary movie,
But I mean, who's expecting to be traumatized?
I guess.
I
no.
mean, I don't.
Let me go in and get PTSD.
I don't
real
know
quick.
if it was. I don't know if it was
that's-
when the movies of Paranormal Activity came out that they would have or they started in the cuts or the trailers more like they started putting this movie has caused like
Oh yeah, they put, like, a
traumatic.
little
Yeah, like they would put
advisory.
like yeah they would put like
A little
a
waiver.
little advisory on. I think it was in the trailer itself on.
That's why they put rated R. So it's like
Yeah.
you have to have at least a certain level of maturity to be able to going to go watch a movie. That's why they have age restrictions.
The crazy thing, I mean, this is a little off topic, but I think it was Zero Dark 30 when it came out. At that movie where they go to Iraq, right? It's about the Middle East war,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken. And I remember it was like it was rated R, and I was younger than 17 or whatever the age is.
Did you sneak into the
Well, it was
like
the-
everybody has?
But it was the first time that there was like a staff outside the door to the movie, and I was thinking, like, what's in this movie? Like,
Yeah,
am I about to lose some part of my soul? Like,
Some part of your innocence is gonna
yeah.
be gone.
And then the first scene, spoiler, is like this intense interrogation, and I was like, oh man, like,
waterboarding.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
like,
like,
straight up
maybe I
abusive.
chose the wrong movie, but
How
it was
old
just-
were you? Oh, 17, you said.
I
right?
wouldn't. No, I was younger because I had to sneak in.
Oh, man.
Who hasn't? I mean, I don't think I was. I think I had a sneaking once.
I've never sneaked into a movie.
You,
theater.
you didn't have to.
Liar.
You're like 30 years old.
Hey, I was 12 at one point.
No, you weren't.
No, but it wasn't. I think there was more leniency back in the day.
Well, yeah. I mean, my parents never. They've never shielded me from like that kind of stuff. They never,
Yeah,
I think the only thing they shielded me was from nudity.
Oh, I mean, I could just watch.
I
rated R.
remember that. I remember. Do you remember? I mean, in Mexico, I remember my dad. We used to watch movies with nudity in it, and he would say, "Turn around, turn around."
Yeah,
so
but
I had
close,
to do the
close
whole.
your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, close your. I had to do the whole
Enter the-
awkward. Yeah, the awkward, the awkward turn. Like
Yeah, to do the window binders look.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see.
it was
anything.
funny because like it was funny because like I couldn't see anything, but it was still like a girl in the background, just like
Yeah,
moaning.
like yeah.
She's just singing "Son." It's okay.
I mean, did you guys ever watch Titanic when it came out?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
when it came out.
What came out?
Oh,
No, yeah, Titanic.
Titanic, yeah.
That romantic scene in the old school car.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Oh yeah. I remember
Oh,
that.
man.
I think I was like, I think I might have been 8 when I started. I watched it in VHS.
Yeah, the double
I
VHS
had
because
to
the
flip it.
movie was so
Yeah.
long that it needed
I
two
know.
cassettes.
It took
Yeah,
me
I
like
took a
3
set.
days to watch that movie. It was like,
What?
it's too long. My attention span doesn't. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
hold
see,
up.
like that one, like I remember I couldn't watch the nudity part. So then, as far as I'm concerned,
Your parents
I
told
tu-
you. No,
I turn
no,
around
no.
and then I come back and then the boat's sinking.
Spoilers.
Major spoiler alert.
For those of you guys
Major
that
spoiler
haven't
alert.
watched Titanic, Jesus Christ. I think that nudity scene has a very artistic side to it, though. I don't think it's like your typical nude
Well, like
scene.
technically in Europe, it's okay to nudity is not so taboo like it is in the Western society.
That's true.
I mean, I remember, I remember watching commercial for a ketchup bottle. It was a ketchup bottle
I've
commercial.
seen
Okay.
that commercial. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Explain
for
it,
Heinz. I
explain
think it's
it.
for Heinz. So basically the premise is like these two adolescent kids are like sitting at the edge of the bed and they're like, you want to do it? Can you do it?
Yes,
And
I'll
she's
do
like, yeah, but I don't know how. Like, how do you do it? Oh, so it's just like a ketchup bottle, you know? You just kind of shake it like a ketchup bottle. And she was like, oh, okay. So she grabs his penis. And then she just smacks the head.
No.
Smacks the head. And the commercial ends right there. Heinz ketchup. It's like,
They didn't show the penis, but they showed
but they showed her grabbing something. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like that part was just like there because
Yeah.
they showed him just like smacking
smacking the bottle, trying to get the last bit of
and
ketchup.
we're like, cheese and rice. What are you guys doing?
This is some like Super Bowl shit
And this
right
is-
here. It's some Super Bowl commercial.
No, yeah, and this is a commercial that kids can watch. I mean, it's public television.
Yeah. There was one with Skittles too, right?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah. There was one with Skittles. They basically. I don't want to say it honestly. It's like it's too. It's
Just
too
look it
weird.
up.
Yeah, it's too weird. But
Skittles.
Let's just say Skittles and somebody tasted the rainbow. Let's just go with it.
yeah, exactly.
I get you.
There was like, yes, a sprinkle of Skittles everywhere, and they weren't the sour ones.
Oh.
Skittles new flavor.
Yeah. Try our new flavor of Skittles. Yeah, it was not good.
Mystery.
Have you ever read a dark book?
Define dark. The Bible's pretty dark.
Wow, that is true.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, that is true. That's a good. No, like have you read Edgar Allan Poe?
No.
Like
I
just
think,
more
I think,
like of the uncanny.
I think the darkest book I've ever read was A Child Called It, and it's just basically this guy that wrote all about his child abuse.
Oh,
and
okay.
and it was bad child abuse, like bad. Like I'm talking worse than living under a Harry Potter, room, like literally under the stairs, but like in the basement stairs, like with only like a little tiny blanket. I mean, he got abused with ammonia. I mean, he had to eat feces. Like, it was bad.
Wow.
Like, I think that's the darkest book I've ever read. And he basically I think he has 2 or 3 books that he writes about his life. So it's not an autobiography.
That's a real story. Okay.
It's a real story. It's an autobiography of a real story.
Were you able to get through it in like
Yeah.
a sitting or? Because
No,
I know
it
certain
took-
books. Like yesterday, we were reading a story, and it was so well written that it caused me it made me uncomfortable. And was it one of those things where
I don't know, because the thing is, I was fairly young when I read it. I was probably around 13, 14 years old.
Jesus Christ?
Yeah. I mean, I was told that it's a really good book to read,
Okay.
so I read it,
Oh, okay.
and but I was like mixing that with my study, so no, I didn't do it.
Do you
in
remember
one
the
sitting.
title of it? Or-
A Child Called It.
oh, Child. Yeah, that's right.
A Child Called It, and his name is A Child Called It because he didn't have a name, the mom. He had a name, but the mom never called him that. The mom.
And it is like a
It
like whatever, right?
Hey,
Like,
it's like because it's a degrading thing. It's not even given.
it's
Calling
like a
person,
thing, almost like a thing, but not necessarily. It's like an in between. It's like a play with the whole grammar.
Yeah, it's basically because his name was he called.
Mhm.
The thing is that his mom never called him by his name. He called him by it or something. Like it didn't give him a sense of being as a person.
That is horrible. And
Yeah.
this was his mother that was.
Yeah,
doing
it was his mom.
wow.
Yeah, so he was tortured as far as can remember.
Wow.
He was being mistreated and stuff like that until he was able to go to foster care.
How about you, Chen? Have you ever read a dark horror book?
Honestly, I can't recall any. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to the science fiction. So
okay.
a lot of I mean, it's really cheesy, which is funny because I know it's cheesy when I'm reading it. But let's go to space, fight aliens. I don't know why that really entices
So,
me.
what's one of the books that you've read that you like,
One of my favorite,
even if it's sci-fi?
it was called Ender's Game.
Oh, Ender's Game. They made a
yep.
movie about that, didn't they?
They
Yep.
did. Movie doesn't do it justice, but
Never.
They never do. Unfortunately, it's hard. It's cool to be able to see it visually, to be
Yeah.
able to okay, let's see.
So that's how that character looks.
It's-
But even then, you already
Yeah.
create a character.
just I mean the power of a book, right? To put that image in your mind, because I'm like, I have this physical description I'm imagining of the main character Ender and the other guy Bean, and it's just it really recounts his life and how he goes into this space battle school, and he's really young. He's younger than all the people there, but
really
he-
smart guy, right?
Yeah, it's super intelligent. He starts becoming a leader, and they basically choose him to save Earth, so to speak.
Even though I didn't read the book, I enjoyed Ender's Game.
Well,
thought that
I
was a
think
really
the
good
actor is a
movie.
great actor. That's why the
Yeah.
actor did a really good job doing that. I don't know his name, but
But then I mean, and then it boils down to like the director. I mean, if the director and whoever decided to take this movie on, if that's how they saw it, then
Exactly.
that's
Right, it's
that's
his
what
interpretation.
that's what we got to see, the way that he interpreted the book.
I wish I was able to draw because I have a very vivid imagination. So whenever I read something, like I can really see it. And if I was able to draw, like I'd be able to draw characters, you know, and be able to like see how they look in my head. Isn't it crazy how you could just create a template of a character and how the person looks without even knowing how they look? Sometimes the books don't even give you a description of the character, and you're just able to like get an image. Where do you think those images come from? Like how are we able to piece that stuff together?
Could it be our subconscious?
Do you think do you think it's like someone we've seen somewhere, or is it just like a rendition, a creation of our head?
I'm pretty sure everything that you create has some sort of familiarity with anything that you've encountered in your life.
Yeah,
because
our understanding of the world.
Yeah, because somebody can look at one painting and everybody have their own interpretation about it. Everything's like, oh, dude, that's so meta. I was like, dude, that's just like spray paint.
I know the contemporary art nowadays.
Contemporary
it can be like
art.
A toilet paper.
It's so abstract.
It's so
On a
abstract.
wall.
Or like the one. I think I remember watching in the news this guy that uses feces to paint his mural.
Oh, I've seen the one with the period.
It literally
blood.
stinks.
Yeah, I've seen the one with the period.
I can
blood.
smell this art.
It's the shit.
It's 4-dimensional. Like I can actually smell it. I can feel it.
It's got the effects on it and everything.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious where this, like you said, this contemporary art has taken us. Is really, it's kind of funny, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. Like I wanna make paintings out of mushrooms put together or something like that, you know, while I was on mushrooms or something. You know, they just try to combine the two.
Make art with trash.
Yeah, like no, that's cool. Like when people use recycling stuff to make art, I think that's pretty cool.
I like the steampunk art. I'm really into steampunk.
The steampunk.
What is
where
that?
did that come?
Explain that to me.
I know what it is. I just don't know where the idea came from.
I don't know where the idea came from. I know it's like like a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like modern gears, like using gears to like for everything. You
Yeah,
know? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a very engineered world.
Do you remember, Deegan, when we went to that place in Denver, where I told you that this is a type of art where you have the masks with the goggles and like that it looks rusty almost.
And it's also got what is it, 1920s 1930s kind of look as well, so it combines the 1930s.
Oh,
because you know they're wearing the
so
top
there's like
hats.
a type of fashion in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there's people that literally there's events for that, and then there's classes where people can take to know how to, first of all, make their costumes and make their steampunk,
their swagger and stuff.
Yeah, and what it relates to is like what is steampunk all about. Like there's classes, like there's people who go to like, you know, to like a little tiny like seminar and like learn everything about it, and then they learn how to make their own costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting. I like it.
Have you heard of it, or you hadn't?
No, this is something new to me.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mind
It's
blown.
cool.
You'll see it a lot in Renaissance fairs as well.
That's
A
cool.
lot
I'll
of
have to
people
check it
like to dress up for that in Renaissance fairs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one?
No,
Okay.
I've been invited to one, but I haven't been able to go one.
But the
Because I feel like if I'm gonna go to one, I want to dress up. You know, I want to.
Of course. I mean, I feel like you look apart not dressing up for that.
Yeah,
you know?
I gotta dress all old school or like, you know, with my gown or whatever.
knickers
or
and-
my knickers, my long john.
I think it's impressive, man. Some of the outfits, even in those events and like in cosplay, like
No,
the amount
dude.
of time.
It's crazy. As one of my scuba instructors, he does Renaissance fairs, but he also like fights like for reals with like real steel swords.
What?
And they put steel armor, yeah.
No.
And they fight for real, dude. Like not to kill, you know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like he gets bruised and everything, dude. Like
paintballing to a whole nother
like
level.
paintballing old school.
Renaissance style.
Yeah, so he goes to the Renaissance, and that's where they have like night fights and stuff like that, and like they really have
man.
like real. I don't think they're super sharp swords. I think they're just
Yeah.
so they're blunt. So they when you smack somebody,
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and he says like it definitely requires a lot of endurance. Like he said, he has like
I bet those things are heavy.
Yeah, he
Swords
has-
are heavy as hell.
He says like
Oh,
those-
and plus the armor, yeah.
yeah, the armor. He says like you gotta really
Right.
be in shape to do that, because to run and move.
Jason Momoa status, or
And they
just-
do that here in Grand Junction.
What?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Little,
there's
little
a lot of interesting
subsect of
things.
Grand Junction.
Little subsector. Or
yeah. I
something
think
like
they
that.
had a Renaissance fair a few
That's
months
cool.
ago.
I would like to go to one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I would dress up as, but because I'm not very like I've seen pictures of the swagger, but I don't really know where I would even get.
I was a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I'll probably like dress something from that era.
Just kind of like a outsider.
Like kind of like yeah,
An
yeah,
outsider,
with my
rugged.
with my hood.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, an outsider, rugged,
Big
kinda
ass
Robin
sword.
Hood kind of look.
Yeah.
So guys, I think we're hitting the hour mark here. So I think we should start wrapping things up. Any pluggings you guys want to do, Serge?
If you guys want to follow me, I have my Snapchat at elche100. I got my Instagram, Surge2300. And yeah, just follow us on Facebook. Yolking Around with the Eggboys. Derek.
I am on Snapchat as DMay, and you can also follow me on Instagram. I think it's DMayo92 or Derek Mayo. I post basically when we're gonna go record and when we're gonna be shooting a podcast there. So if you guys, and I also have a TikTok.
Oh,
Oh
I
man,
also have a
Contemporary
TikTok. Yeah,
Derek.
yeah. I
He's
try to
getting-
stay in tune.
you're getting with the times, bro.
I'm trying to get with the times.
the new age Vine. Yeah.
How about you, Chan? What are your social media platforms?
Well, Snapchat is non-existent, but
Oh man,
You can hit them on WhatsApp.
oh, what's up?
you can hit it on WhatsApp and MSN Messenger.
Yeah. Omegle.
Omigo, my lord.
No, I guess I have an Instagram,
You have a Twitch.
a Twitch. I do not have a Twitter either. No, I'm lame. Chan's Jams.
Chan's
C-H-N-Z.
Jams.
Oh man,
J-
Jams with a
A-M-Z.
Z. AMZ. Oh man.
I'm with the times, baby.
Like I said, guys, thank you for following up and watching this podcast with us. Watching this video with us on our second podcast. It should be up Monday, I believe. And thank you so much for following up. We've gotten a lot of views, and we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate the following. And like I said, thank you so much for joining me, guys. And with that being said, see ya next time.
Later.
Hasta la próxima.